So, hey guys, today we're going to be talking about something a little bit dumb that I realized recently. So, before this wouldn't have been doable until, yeah, I guess a little while ago, it wasn't doable till just then. And what I'm talking about, of course, is the Blue Eye support. And it's specifically the link one. This link one, I don't know if we would call this necessarily problematic or not, but yeah, with Spirit, with Isoplo, this card actually does a lot of things that we could argue be used in a degenerate way. So first off, the summoning condition here is one level 4 lower dragon or a spellcaster monster. So if we use a level 4 lower spellcaster monster, we could use quite a lot different things for this. But continuing on, it also dragon locks you, which I don't think that actually matters that much. And then there's also the fact that we can just use either a level 4 or lower dragon or a spellcaster monster to just add a field spell. And this is important only specifically for Ancient Fairy Dragon and no other reasons. But yeah, the fact that this will help you set up Ancient Fairy Dragon by being able to search you a field spell fairly easily, that's another thing that you could do with Spirit with Eyes of Blue, which I think is not like necessarily intended, right? And then if we're going all the way, I guess, this has the effect to special summon a Blue Eyes monster from the hand or graveyard, which in conjunction with Mausoleum of White allows you to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, which allows you to convert technically. I mean, it's not efficient per se, but we can convert either a level 4 or lower spellcaster or dragon monster into a level 8 non-effect monster Blue Eyes White Dragon. Which could that be useful for something? Probably. That is probably the least efficient way to use this card, but yeah. If I were, let's say, playing Dark Magician though, this is something I can do now, just because Spirit with Eyes of Blue exists. Let's assume my combo line is something like we normal summon Magician's Rod, and then we'll later on, because it's Dark Magician, you know, we'll activate Magician Souls for whichever effects. Doesn't really matter. We'll probably just special summon Magician Souls though. That's probably the line I'd be looking for. So yeah, special summon Magician Souls and Magician's Rod. You notice anything about these two? Oh, would you look at that? That's a level 3 uh a level 3 spellcaster, and then we have the Magician Souls, right? So assuming we're not playing anything aside from field spell though, then here's an idea. Very novel idea, well, one might say here. We'll go normal summon the Magician's Rod, and then we'll add whatever is relevant, okay? Then we'll Magician Souls, special summon itself, and then we'll go ahead and link off. In this case, it should be Magician's Rod, and then we could go grab the field spell here, Mausoleum of White, and well, while we're here, just worth mentioning, I'm not even sure if you would go this far, but Mausoleum of White actually has the effect to add Burst Stream of Destruction. You banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Burst Stream of Destruction from your deck to your hand. There's also no hard once per turn on this. Not sure if that's actually relevant for something, but might as well just throw that out there. And then you can add Burst Stream of Destruction, which is just going to be a spell card at the very least, which could be relevant, could be not very relevant. You could just send it with Magician Souls again later. But alright. After we do this, we can then link off this Magician Souls with another Spirit with Eyes of Blue. And here we're dragon locked. So we can only summon dragon monsters. Oh no. If only there were a dragon monster for us to wanna special summon. I don't know. Perhaps this one, Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, which requires 2 dragon monsters, so great. Now, any 2 low-level spellcasters also goes into Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, we're just going to ignore how this takes like 3 extra deck slots, but yeah, seals is just good, I guess, right? So then, because we can go into spheres, we can then summon a monster off of this. And I'll just throw out the 2 most disgusting ones. So first, we will have Amorphage Sloth. Well, you control an Amorphage monster, like perhaps Amorphage Sloth. Neither player can add cards from their deck to the hand. That's the Pend effect. That doesn't really matter. So the effect here, the monster effect, neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck except for Amorphage monsters. And yeah. Great. Now what will you do against Amorphage Sloth? It's 0/0, but you know, you're effectively sight blocked as long as this thing is on the field. And that's not the only option you have for this. Speaking of which, like, also worth mentioning, I guess, is this card here. This is a level 2 monster, so you can do stuff with Sprite to access Armorphage Ledry. I just thought I'd throw that out there while we're here. But yeah, there's also, of course, Wiki, Maru, Drago, Great Cure, which we can summon off of seals, because this just summons any dragon monster from your hand or deck. You don't negate it, but its attack and defense will be 0. So now we can just summon Quakey Mare Drago on our opponent's turn, which will then floodgate our opponent. Well, I'll floodgate ourselves as well, but yeah, neither player can special summon light or dark monsters. And this is now accessible if you just have low-level spellcaster monsters. And therefore, do not really require any dragon monsters in the main deck to special summon a seals anymore. And you have access to this. So, just for example, if I were playing White Forest, level 4 or lower spellcasters, right? So this is a spellcaster, that's a spellcaster. This one's actually an illusion. This is a spellcaster, this is also a spellcaster. And therefore we can link off both of them for Spirit with Eyes of Blue, then go into Hyrax Seal. And I don't know, if we were feeling a bit more psychopathic, we could also use this as kind of combo, right? So like, let's see. Normal summon Sylvie to add a White Forest spell trap from our deck to the hand. In this case, we'll grab maybe, yeah, I guess it would be Elzat? Or is it Rushia? Something. Let's see, yeah, so Elzat can add Rushia. Yeah, sure. So then we can do from Sylvie. Sylvie adds Tales of the White Forest. Activate Tales of the White Forest to add, I guess it'll be Elzat. Link off Sylvie or Spirit. Spirit adds the field spell, I guess. And then we can just loop this a bit. So in this case, this would be a 1-card combo, right? We go Spirit with Eyes of Blue, add field spell, send Blue Eyes White Dragon. Special summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon to break the Dragon Lock. Then we can send the field spell with our Elzat to add Rashia. And then this allows us to then, well, we could send a spell trap as well, because we can add Burst Stream of Destruction by banishing the field spell. So we have essentially 2 spells and traps from this. And also, Blue Eyes White Dragon is a level 8 body, allowing us to make a level 12 synchro, allowing us to go into like Centurion plays as well. These are level 4 tuners, yeah? They sure are. So we could go into Centurion plays on top of what we already have. So from the top, I believe this combo is normal summon Sylvie, add Tails. Tails adds LZ Link off. Or Spirit with Eyes of Blue, Spirit with Eyes of Blue adds the Field Spell. Field Spell effect to send Blue Eyes White Dragon. Spirit with Eyes of Blue effect to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. And then effect of LZ to send the Field Spell. Field Spell effect to add First Stream of Destruction. Special summoning through Shia, right? We can just do that and then discard a special summon. You can send one spell slash trap from your hand or field to the graveyard. So in this case, we can send First Stream of Destruction to add either a White Forest card or a Light Spellcaster monster for our deck to our hand. And then, is there any other effect here that's relevant? Particularly here. So instead of going into directly Graciela, I guess, we could go into Centurion combo, I suppose. And I believe, yeah, because we have Atri now, we can go into a lot from just the normal summon Sylvie, right? That would be like making Auxilla, grabbing that field spell, and then grabbing, I guess it would be Trudea, Primera special summons itself, and then we have idea of Primera plus Ulset, grab would be Raciela, and then we can send Burst Stream of Destruction, grabbing, I guess, Woes would be fine. And then next turn, off of just this one card, we have an Omni Negate plus Book of Eclipse type effect. And actually, yeah, Primera Search could be an interruption there, so that would be Phalanx, so that'd be 3 interrupts there, I think, right? Which is not bad from just normal summon Sylvie. Is this actually combo normally as a 1-card combo? I think it is, right? Because you're supposed to add, I think it's Ulset. Yeah. Which, can we get access to Ulset here instead? Would that even be better? Not really sure. But if you're a White Forest player, I'm sure you can find a better line than I can, because I haven't really done the necessary like research, I guess. But that's like the general idea, right? Of what you might be able to do because of Spirit with Eyes of Blue. And for other spellcaster decks, let's see, what other spellcaster decks do we have? Oh, Exodia pieces are spellcasters. Forgot about that, but I mean, that's not really going to be an issue, I don't think. Breaker the Magical Warrior is not a warrior monster. Well, that hits different. Let's change the rarity. Oh. Cool. With the Magispectors, we can just make seals. In Magispector. Because they're wind spellcasters. Yeah, okay. Altergeist. Altergeist can technically make seals pass now. What? Okay, I guess. What else do we have here? This is the only spellcaster. I think they're like different types. Trudea's like a pirate, right? Yeah. It's fine. Valence? I'm not sure. I think they're like kind of all over the place. Anything else? There are a bunch of cards here. Hmm. Well, either way, I think it's kind of dumb that you can do this, but yeah, it's a thing you can do. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.